Pete Buttigieg, what happens when you put white, upper-class, millennial residents of college towns in charge, tweeted the Daily Wire's Emily Zanotti. I'll bet he writes strongly worded posts on Nextdoor when someone parks their Prius in his bike lane. Ding, 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 ding. Amazing. That's exactly right. Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. Not your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Hi, folks. Welcome back to Crisco's Corner for the Daily Wire. And I should be going on here more of some of my episodes because I am a member of the Daily Wire. Here we are, Pete Buttigieg. The only damn reason why I know how to pronounce his last name is because of the fact he ran for president for about 20 minutes. And the only reason why he's transportation secretary now is because he dropped out just the right time so Joe Biden can get in. Oh, let's read on. My God. What awful instincts. Buttigieg torched on social media for being open to taxing motorists per mile. How does that go in Gomer Pyle? Surprise, surprise, surprise. That's, for those of you older people, that's Jim Nabors and Gomer Pyle, USMC, one of his favorite sayings. Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg was ridiculed on social media. No. On Friday for expressing openness to a policy that would pay for President Joe Biden's massive infrastructure budget by taxing motorists for each mile they drive. Oh, okay. So I think that shows a lot of promise, Buttigieg said. Oh, my God. Buttigieg said regarding a mileage-based tax during an interview with CNBC, people are going to become experts in a hurry on how to adjust odometers, that's for certain. If we believe in that so-called user pays principle, the idea that part of how we pay for roads is you pay based on how much you drive, the gas tax used to be the obvious way to do it. It's not anymore. Wonder what changed. People haven't changed. So-called vehicle miles travel tax or mileage tax, whatever you want to call it, will be a way to do it, Buttigieg said. Well, I don't understand what the difference is between a gasoline tax and a mileage tax. It's the same. So what you did was you put taxes on gasoline to raise revenue for infrastructure and highways and to nudge people into getting more fuel-efficient cars and electric. And you've done that to a certain extent. So now that you've done that and they're using less gasoline, you're going to screw them over with a mileage tax because they did what you wanted to. Told you progressives and liberals out there. They always screw you. Many pundits took to social media to blast Buttigieg for floating such an idea, which many claimed would be a further burden on the poor. Yeah, low-income and middle-class people are going to get hurt the worst. Do you think that a multi-millionaire or billionaire is going to give a good damn how much you're going to tax the billionaire's limousine the same tax per mile as you would the poor guy that's got a four-door Honda that's 15 years old? I got a van outside. It's a 2005 for Pete's sake. You're going to tax us the same. Idiots. Truly brilliant way to completely screw over low-income and middle-class Americans and every single person living in a rural area who has to drive far to get places. Just brilliant, Pete. Truly, wrote The View co-host Meghan McCain. Now, lately, I haven't been a big fan of Meghan, even though I like her a lot. I mean, she's got a lot of spunk. She's very smart. I thought the world of her dad, even though I was disappointed in a lot of things he did. I still thought the world of her father as a person and a person that served his country, even though his war policies and some other things I just didn't agree with, but I had a lot of respect for him. So I'll give Meghan a little tip of the cap, so to speak, for this one. Pete Buttigieg, what happens when you put white, upper-class, millennial residents of college towns in charge, tweeted the Daily Wire's Emily Zanotti. I'll bet he writes strongly worded posts on Nextdoor when someone parks their Prius in his bike lane. Ding, 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 ding. Amazing. That's exactly right. Emily, you're a genius. What happens when you put white, upper-class, millennial residents of college towns in charge? So far, the only qualifications that I know we have as transportation secretary is he was mayor of, what was it, Indianapolis? I don't even remember now. And he liked trains. Here comes a new tax. Will hit the poor and middle class the hardest. Joe Biden's transportation secretary, Pete Buttigieg, said the Biden administration is considering taxing drivers to fund their big spending, wrote congressional candidate Robbie Starbuck. And then we go on. We get a few notices on Twitter from people. Journalist Ryan James Kirkuski offered Buttigieg's tax idea as a great plan for how to screw over the working class. Step one, make cities unaffordable for working class people so they have to move to the suburbs and exurbs, Kirkuski said. Step two, tax people for every mile they have to travel to and from work or to see specialists in cities. Yeah. Sounds like something made up from a Fox News in order to paint Democrats as out-of-touch elitists, tweeted Minority Report co-host Emily Vingland. What awful instincts. Yeah, actually, in a weird way, if you were a progressive or a leftist, you go, well, that's like something that Fox would make up just to make our people look bad. Well, here's the deal for you people that hate Fox News and any other conservative mainstream sites. They don't have to make up anything. They really don't. In fact, a lot of the policies now would come right out of something that Babylon Bee would have put out 3-4 years ago. And in fact, I think it was it last year that Babylon Bee had to put a retraction in. Yeah, for those who are not familiar, the Babylon Bee is a satirical site where they put up fake headlines for a joke. You know, like a one-armed man arrested in Central Park for continuously rowing in a circle in the pond, you know, stuff like that. And actually came true, and they had to print a retraction. Oh, God. Yeah, this is what I was mentioning. This is what you get when you nominate a guy because he really likes trains. Yeah, I like trains, too. Buttigieg recently testified on Capitol Hill that the country's infrastructure needs top $1 trillion. Just print out some more money. Pretty soon it'll be cheaper to burn it than it would to buy firewood. The Biden administration is preparing $3 to $4 trillion spending package that includes infrastructure funding and other priorities. In his testimony in the committee on Thursday, Secretary Buttigieg said that there is opportunity at this current moment in time to provide funding for infrastructure needs. In written remarks, Buttigieg said, I believe we have, at this moment, the best chance in our lifetimes to make a generational investment in infrastructure that will help us meet our country's pressing challenges today and create a strong future for decades to come. Oh, my God. How much crap can you put in one sentence? You have to be really highly educated to write something in one paragraph that's got so much BS in it. Talk about hyperbole. Oh, my God. Where's some of my sound effects? Here. Is it laughter or what would be a proper one here? Let's see. Harp? Nah, I can't think of one offhand. I'm going to have to download some new sounds here. What's a really good sound effect for BS? Or as I say, is what the matador steps in when he leaves the ring. I told, I know people hate it when people say, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. I told all you guys, you are not voting for Joe Biden. You are voting for a progressive, left-wing, bat crap crazy lunatics. They'll just make this country another European country with the same huge tax burdens and overwhelming social programs and taxes. Why do you think? There's not a hell of a lot of Americans want to move to Europe, even though a lot of them spend a lot of time there. But we have a lot more Europeans here than Americans go to Europe. This is the last place. This is the great experiment. The great experiment is going on since the founding of the country, since George Washington was sworn in, when the Constitution was 1 day old. 1 day. It stood the test of time, like somebody that's seasoned and it's a fighter. It's been beat up pretty good, but it's still standing. And now it's being pounded on again and again and again. Can our Constitution that stood up to a civil war that almost tore our country in half, 2 or 3 depressions, a Reconstruction period where half the country was in shambles right after the Civil War, the stock market crash, World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, you name the list is endless, in a 20-year plus war in Afghanistan. How much more pounding can we take before this Constitution breaks and just falls? It's still standing, a little punchy, but it's still standing up. I hope it stands. My understanding of the founders, this system was set up to be foolproof enough so idiots like this and the idiots that are now running the executive branch and actually all of our government in Washington, even idiots like that couldn't screw it up. It takes a special kind of talent to screw up something that's foolproof. A special kind of talent. And to all you Biden voters out there, oh, I hated Trump. He's a jerk. He's a racist. He's a moron. He hates women. He hates brown people. He hates black people. He's arrogant. He's got a big mouth. He tweets too much. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. You got what you wanted. How's it taste? Until next time, folks, goodbye and good luck.